Ayo, welcome back to Art with Ashleigh Monet. That will be me. And no, your eyes do not deceive you. I have it at long last. I have the robe that I need to wear when the police come to tell me that my rich husband has died under suspicious circumstances. This has been a dream of mine for God knows how long. You guys first heard about it in a Create This Book episode that I did. Well, I got it for Christmas. It is everything I ever dreamed it would be. I could be doing anything, and this somehow makes it feel 10 times more glamorous. I'm so happy. I truly thought that somebody was gonna ask in today's Q&A. That's what we're doing, by the way, a Q&A. I thought somebody was gonna ask what my favorite Christmas present was and I would get to talk about it then, but nobody asked that. So instead, I'm just gonna have to wear it the entire time. But yes, every year I do a little Q&A for you guys, let you ask whatever you want, and I'm more than happy to share. So let's go ahead and jump in, answer some of these questions. There were some good ones this year. Okay, first and most importantly, what is your favorite dinosaur? It's random, but I have to answer that first. I just do. Because I love dinosaurs, and my ultimate favorite is the Triceratops. I don't know if I've said that before on here. I feel like I have. But there's like not even a close second. Triceratops all the way. Prehistoric cow. That is my jam. I have to answer this every single time because everybody asks it, which is fine. There are plenty of new faces here that probably haven't seen years past, and everybody wants to know how I became an artist. Did I have training? Was I inspired by somebody close to me that made a lot of art? Well, I remember when my passion for art first began, and it was actually sparked by my mom. Not that she was ever really an artist per se, but we would color together, and she was so good at coloring and she could always stay in the lines. I was like, I want to be that good at coloring, so I colored nonstop, all the time. Coloring turned into drawing. That was kind of always my passion, even as a child. I just loved to draw. And once I hit middle school, my mom got me into Denver School of the Arts, which is a middle school, high school hybrid. And at that school, they teach regular curriculum, but you do also get a major, an artistic major. They had visual arts, which is drawing and painting and pottery. That's what I did. But all kinds of other things there too. Dance, cinema, theater, and every day you got to spend an hour and a half in that major practicing that art form. So I got a lot of technical art training. I do know a lot of the important lessons that you learn in creating art, and that has definitely helped me become a better artist. But after that, I never pursued it. I didn't go to like art college or anything of that nature. So that is my art background. Hey.
Are you still recording?
Yes, what's up?
I was just gonna get something to eat.
Go ahead.
Sorry about that.
You're good.
I didn't know if you were still recording.
Yeah. Yeah, also, mom of two, in case there was somebody out there that didn't know. That was my son that just popped out. Okay, who are your favorite artists, dead or alive? So for whatever reason, I can't explain it, but I am obsessed with the Italian Renaissance. I remember when I took art history at Denver School of the Arts, that was the one time period in art history that I was just like, wow. And I truly like felt something looking at the art that was created in that time. And my two favorites by far are Michelangelo. I love the Sistine Chapel, freaking creation of Adam. I love the David, obsessed. Obviously I have his sculpture in my art room. But I also love Da Vinci. Honestly, if I could meet one of them, go back in time and meet, I would definitely meet Da Vinci. He seems like he was just cool in the gang. But yes, definitely obsessed with those two. But if we want to go more modern, right now I am in love with an artist named Dustin Baylard. You guys have probably seen also in my art room when I do my intros, there's a little picture of a witch with a kitty on her, and that is a Dustin Baylard print, and he does all these little like slightly creepy, slightly cute, does a lot of witches with cats. I love his style. It's kind of gritty, but also precious. Yeah, love his stuff right now. And then of course I've got all my art YouTube buddies that y'all have seen me bring up on my channel, so I don't want to name drop because I know I'll forget somebody that actually is important to me and then I'll feel like a jerk. But that's kind of how I spend my time most of the time when I'm not making art, is watching the other creators on YouTube. And it's so inspiring. I love our little community. All right, how old are you and your family? So I turned 34 this year. My husband Cody turned 38 this year. And we're creeping up on the kids' birthdays. So Landon is going to be 12 in February and Phoebe is going to be 6 in March. Where does the time go? How did you and your hubby meet? So Cody and I worked together. Prior to YouTube, I was a stay-at-home mom because I had Phoebe. And prior to that, I worked at a dental lab. You know, you go to the dentist if you need a crown, if you need a denture, if you need a bridge, if you need an implant. They send a prescription to a lab to create the actual teeth that are going to go in your mouth. And we were the people that created the teeth. And that's where I met Cody. That is still what he does to this day. We both have a little bit of a passion for teeth because of that. So yeah, that's how we met. I like this. Somebody said they wanted to add a spicy question in. So they said, what do you and Cody do to keep the romance alive? Well, if you ask me, I would say that it's very important, as cheesy as it is, and people say this all the time, to go on dates. Now for us, that was super tricky because we don't have a lot of family to help with babysitting and stuff like that. Yeah. And a date is not a date if your kids come along. I'm sorry. But this year has been really, really helpful because now Phoebe is in school full time. Before she was in preschool and it was like a half day. Now she's in for the full day, and Cody gets off work early on Fridays. So Friday is our date day. We do day dates instead of night dates so that way we don't have to get a babysitter. To be fair, I asked him this question as well because it's like, you guys will get my answer, and I figure we should put his out there. And in true Cody fashion, his advice is to shower together often. Are you planning on getting any more tattoos or piercings? Ideally, yes. In a perfect world, I would be covered with tattoos. I just love that heavily tattooed look. That's just the aesthetic I would have if I could. Tattoos are just really expensive, and it's like, oh, there are just so many other things I'd rather spend my money on. She says as she's wearing a completely unnecessary freaking glamour Hollywood robe. Whatever. What's one hobby you've never mentioned or shown on your channel? I don't really have a lot of hobbies outside of art. Honestly, like, my favorite thing to do is to sit on the couch and watch TV. I know that's not a popular answer. I know we go out of our way to pretend that none of us like to do this, and we like to get out there and be active and stimulate our minds and stuff. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm just so content being on the couch and binging some sort of TV show, movies. I love it. It's like my favorite thing. Okay, this question came from my David, Sin City Yeti. So he basically asked if I found the magical lamp and released a genie and got my 3 wishes with all of the like standard rules. What are they? No killing anyone, no bringing anyone back from the dead, no making anyone fall in love, and no wishing for more wishes. What would my 3 wishes be? I think that's a good one. I hate to say it, but like, wish 1 is money. And not even necessarily like I want money. I just want to never experience a financial burden. However that presents. If it's just I never receive a medical bill that I don't have the money to pay for, that would be freaking great. Never worried about money. I feel like that would make my life pretty perfect. And I honestly don't really know what else I'd wish for. So okay, then my second wish would be to have that lack of financial burden for everybody. Could a genie really grant that wish? If so, heck yeah, that would be wish 1, because I'm so selfless now. But I really would. I would want everybody else to not have to worry either. And everybody's just living life to live life. Okay, but now I need a 3rd wish. 3rd wish. Okay, well, I feel like I am constantly worrying about the state of the world as far as like physically the earth. And climate change and my children's children ending up underwater, that kind of thing. So I wish that anything us as awful humans do would not affect the earth we live on. I wish the earth had like some sort of self-cleaning function where as these awful humans dump oil into the oceans, it can just like get rid of it, have it not affect any of the wildlife, any of the animals that are having to deal with it. And the earth could just go on being a beautiful place, even as certain people don't care to take care of it. I wish their actions didn't count. I say they, like I'm not part of the problem, and I drive to and from my son's school an hour away 4 times a day. Like, I have a carbon footprint too. I just wish we didn't ruin our earth. So yeah, I guess those would be my 3 wishes. We all know you love your spooky art, but as a child, what did you enjoy drawing the most? Off the top of my head, the first thing I want to bark out is like mermaids. I loved drawing mermaids. I was obsessed with The Little Mermaid growing up. It was my favorite movie of all time. I dreamed of being a mermaid. Mermaids. But I also remember drawing a lot of animals because I love animals. Grew up with so many animals, love to draw them. And just mermaids. Well, pretty women in general. Like princesses and brides and stuff like that. So oddly, I feel like I still kind of draw all those same things, just with a different style. Interesting. Okay, this question came from a fellow Denver resident in the Cap Hill area. I know it well. What do you love most about living in Denver? Definitely the mountains. I am born and raised in Colorado. I've lived here my whole life. I do love the Colorado mountains. Even just today, I went to go pick up my son this morning and we're driving in and the sun was rising and you just look at that purple mountain majesty. Oh, beautiful, gorgeous. Love Colorado. I will say it's definitely overpopulated now and it makes it harder to enjoy some of the things that I've always loved about living here. Like the mountains, you try and go up there and Eisenhower Tunnel's backed up a mile. Anyways, mountains, definitely the best thing about Colorado. But then I get thrown for a loop because the next question is, what state would you want to live in other than Colorado? And again, this one's hard for me. Born and raised, like Colorado is my home and I don't know that anything else could feel like home, but gun to my head, have to leave the state. I would definitely pick something, I think Pacific Northwest. I would probably either do Washington or Oregon, just because I love the idea of the kind of gloomy, rainy weather. That does not bother me at all. I actually really love it. And just all the trees and the seasonal change. Yeah, Pacific Northwest, I think would be my jam. Where would you go on vacation and what would you do there if money was not a factor? I would likely go to Italy. So story time, when I was at Denver School of the Arts, starting high school, we got to all do class trips with our majors. And visual arts, my major, went to Italy. And I did not get to go on that trip. It was very expensive and you have to raise the money in order to go. My mom had basically said, like, that's a crazy amount of money. If we raise that much, we're going to take a family vacation. So she ended up working out something with the school where I was able to go on a family vacation instead, as long as we did something educational while we were there. So naturally, she wanted to go to Mexico. My mom loves Mexico. And so as a family, we went to Cancun and I had a miserable time there. Technically, I was of drinking age, but at that time I didn't drink and I thought alcohol was disgusting. So my older sister, my mom, and my mom's girlfriend, they just drank the whole trip. Everybody had fun boozing it up on the beach. Meanwhile, like, I hate the sun, I hate the hot sand, and I don't drink. So I was just there hot and miserable. We went to Chichen Itza for our educational experience though, and that was hot. Yeah. Mexico is not a dream vacation for me. Tropical anything is not a dream. I hate the heat. So yeah, if I could, I would live out the dream of going to Italy. Like I said, the Italian Renaissance was like super important to me at the time. So I was so upset that I like missed out on being able to see the David, being able to see the Sistine Chapel, eat authentic Italian spaghetti. I would definitely go to Italy and live out a dream that was never realized. Are you a fan of horror movies? If so, what's your favorite? Yes, I very much love horror movies. I'm sure that's not surprising to a lot of you. I would definitely say though, my favorites are the mindless slashers. I just love seeing the dumb half-naked teenagers getting killed off. It does something for my soul. Those are the ones I enjoy. But I would say that my all-time favorite, just a classic, is the original Halloween. I never was scared of the horror icons that were not believable. So, here's Freddy Krueger. He comes after you in your dreams. Not believable, not scared. Here's Jason, a kid who died years and years ago, keeps coming back to life. Not realistic, not scary. But Michael Myers, at least in the first movie, as obviously the series went on, the Michael Myers lore got a little bit more unrealistic and supernatural, and I didn't like that. But original Michael Myers was literally just a crazy freaking guy who escaped a mental hospital. He could take 6 bullets and keep coming at you. That was terrifying to me. And just the standing and being quiet. Someone else asked, what is your favorite movie or movies? Which is so broad because, like I said, my hobby includes sitting on that couch watching some movies. There are so many that I love. I don't think I can narrow it down. But okay, I feel like I could at least do maybe top 3 of my favorite genres. Let's try that. Okay, so first would be comedy. Top 3. Definitely Liar Liar, Dumb and Dumber. I'm a Jim Carrey nut, clearly. Fun fact, I used to have a tattoo of him. It has since been covered up, but yes, love Jim Carrey. Liar Liar, Dumb and Dumber. I choked trying to come up with a number 3, but now that I've had time to reflect, my number 3 is definitely The Money Pit with Tom Hanks. So freaking funny. Next favorite genre, obviously horror. So I already said Halloween is a classic. So much harder to do this on the spot. I would say Terrifier is on there now. The original. I honestly did not enjoy Terrifier 2, Terrifier 3. Terrifier 3 was horrible, actually. They crossed too many lines that I can't get down with. As soon as you kill kids and animals, I'm out. Like, I don't want to see that. But the original Terrifier was just another, like, mindless slasher, gory, no backstory. I'm good with that. Oh, and Black Phone. So I saw Black Phone for the first time this year around Halloween. And honestly, I don't know why it didn't get more hype. It definitely wasn't slasher. It was more of the thriller, but I was in it. That was so intense, and it had an amazing ending, which so rarely happens, especially in horror. Yeah, Black Phone. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend. Also, it's set here in Denver in the 70s. I love that. I also have a very guilty pleasure for rom-coms. I love me a good rom-com. Top 3 on that is actually really hard to whittle down, but I would say 10 Things I Hate About You, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. The 10s are important. And Never Been Kissed. Oh. As much as I love all 3 of these movies, I don't know why The Wedding Singer didn't pop up here. That is like my all-time favorite rom-com. Okay, and the last genre I would say I'm big on is like the dark dramedy. I mean, I guess you could put that. I would say, because I love Gone Girl. Gone Girl is like one of my all-time favorite movies. Pulp Fiction definitely leans more towards comedy, but is definitely dark. An amazing movie. And there's one, I don't know how many people have seen it, but it's called White Oleander. Oh my gosh. It's about a girl who goes in foster care system and like bounces from family to family. I freaking love that one. That's really just drama though. Dark drama. There's not much comedy in that at all. Yeah, I guess those are like my top movies. Have you recovered completely from your hysterectomy? Yes, I have. I feel like I had a remarkably fast recovery because I want to say like 2 weeks out, it was like nothing even happened. I felt 100% back to myself, and it has been the most amazing thing ever since. I miss my womb. Zero. Not at all. So glad she's gone. What inspiration do you look for to create? Honestly, there's inspiration everywhere. Like I said, I love to watch my friends on YouTube. A lot of times that sparks ideas for me. When I was coming off of not having done art for years, that's when I started Create This Book and other prompt books in general, just to kind of give you a little push into creativity. But now, I mean, I have a running list of 1,000 ideas that I want to check off, so I'm not short on any inspiration right now. But if all else fails, it is helpful to go to Pinterest. Pinterest, once you get the algorithm right, it shows me all kinds of art that's like right up my alley, which sparks a ton of new ideas. That's kind of where my inspo comes from. What is your favorite art medium? Without a doubt, my favorite way to create right now is alcohol markers with colored pencil on top for the details. I love the process. I love how it looks when all is said and done. That is my jam. And the funny thing is, I had never touched an alcohol marker before starting my YouTube channel. That was new for me. Before that, it was just watercolor for the base and then colored pencils on top, which I still enjoy. It just takes longer. The markers are faster, so I like that. What is your least favorite art medium? Pastels, for sure. Chalk pastels, oil pastels, no thank you, no desire. You might not ever see them on my channel. Although, hold on, because the next question, is there a medium you've been wanting to try, money and time not a factor? And I actually got 2 new art supplies for Christmas. I got Derwent Inktense pencils, which I've used watercolor pencils before, and these seem to be like the same thing. They're just ink instead of watercolor. But I've seen people use these and they look really, really fun, so I'm excited to try those. But another thing I got were some Caran d'Ache Neo colors. Now these I am much more hesitant about because I think those technically are pastels. Yeah? I don't know. So now I'm rethinking what I said about I'll never use them, because I'm gonna use those things. They were a pretty penny, but they're basically like a big crayon that then is water soluble and will turn into a watercolor effect. So I do want to try those. What is something you want to get better at in art? So we all know that I suck at landscapes and I want to improve on those. That's nothing new. We all know that I have a slight obsession with caricatures and I want to get better at those. I have been practicing a bit, so I feel less like I need to improve in that area and just like I want to do it more. But one thing, okay, and this is my Achilles heel. We're being serious now, okay? I can't draw without a reference. I am really good at looking at something and replicating. My favorite things to do are like portraits and stuff. That's all that is. I also am proficient at looking at a reference and turning it into something else. So for instance, I merged a giraffe and a turtle recently for my stickers. Obviously, there's not a picture of a giraffe turtle that I copied to do that. I literally looked at a picture of a turtle, I looked at a picture of a giraffe, and here's how I put them together. But any piece of art, I have some sort of reference, some sort. And when I don't, things go bad. Things get very ugly. And I really would love to be the type of person that could just draw something from my imagination, no reference, and have it not look terrible. Maybe one day. What is your favorite craft or art project to do with your kids/family? So this is a hard one for me. And I don't know if there are any other artists out there that struggle the way that I do with this. I love sitting down and doing art with my kids. But whenever I do, they're always comparing their art to mine. And then they get down on themselves. And then it's not a fun time for anybody. Does that happen to any of you? Because it makes me feel like doo-doo. But I have found the exception to the rule is gingerbread houses, because it's Christmas season and we do gingerbread houses every year. But it's like a reminder to me that that is one thing I can do with them, that they don't sit there and look at my house that looks more put together because, hi, I'm a grown-up and an artist, versus theirs that just has like stuff all over it. They don't look at that and see that as a failure, especially like they're eating the candy, they're having a good time. So gingerbread houses are the one thing for me that I'm like, yes, we have to do this because we get to be artistic together and everybody still has a good time. And that segues into the next question. What are some of your favorite Christmas traditions? What's a Christmas tradition you cannot do without? So now the one I cannot do without is gingerbread houses. We're just gonna have to do that all the time. But other things we do at Christmas time, we love to get in the car with some hot cocoa and go look at all the Christmas lights. I always make tamales for Christmas. We always do opening one gift on Christmas Eve. Generally, it's something they can use that night. So either like Christmas jammies or this year, they both really love the heated blanket I got for myself. So I got them each a heated blanket and they got to open that on Christmas Eve. And yeah, kind of just sitting around watching Christmas movies. Those are our traditions. What is your favorite cocktail/alcoholic drink? This one's tricky because I have two favorite cocktails. The first is a tropical mojito. She is over the top. She is extra, but when done right, oh, delicious. So it's basically like a traditional mojito, but you mix in pineapple juice and muddled pineapple. Oh, so good. The second cocktail, much more of a simple classic girl, the Cuba Libre or a rum and coke. That's delicious. It hits the spot and it's simple. But somebody goes on to ask, if I were a cocktail, what would I be? And to be perfectly honest, I don't think I'd be a cocktail. I don't like change. I'm pretty consistent, set in my ways. I like my routine and I don't change it up. With a cocktail, unless you're measuring every single ingredient, it's gonna kind of be different every time. So I think if I was an alcoholic beverage, I'd be a beer because they're consistent. They're the same every time. And to be perfectly honest, I hated beer when I first got introduced to it and it had to grow on me. And I think that that is how I am for a lot of people out there. They do not like me at first. I'm an acquired taste. I have to grow on people. Although I do think I'd be a little bit more interesting than your traditional beer. So I would be my favorite beer, which is the Chelada, a limey, salty beer. So that would be me. A little extra something, little flavor in there. What Hogwarts house would you be in and who would be your bestie at Hogwarts? I've said time and time again, I'm a Hufflepuff till I die. My bestie would definitely be Luna Lovegood. She is a hoot. Yeah, no question. Would you ever make your own art prompt journal? No, not a chance. If you guys were waiting for that from me, sorry, it's not gonna happen. I don't have the kind of creativity to come up with prompts. I'm just not that person. I love doing prompt books, will not create one, ever. Are you planning on publishing more coloring books? Also, no. That was a one and done for me. That took a lot of work. I wasn't entirely happy with how it came out, and the amount of work that was put in has not paid off financially. I hate to say that. I hate to talk about money. Let's just say I make more money on my shop launches. which to me are a better use of my time and I have more fun doing. We tried it, we did it, and we're moving on. What kind of products would you like to expand your shop merchandise to? This is a really good question because I know I do need to expand sooner or later. I'm very hesitant to though, but you can't just run a business on stickers. Eventually, all of you wonderful people that order stickers from me every time, you're gonna be like, what am I gonna do with all these stickers? I have too many stickers. So I know I need something else. It's just the international thing is what scares me. As soon as you start shipping actual packages, it is so much more expensive. It is so much more risky as far as the packages getting lost. It terrifies me, the thought of international shipping of big merchandise. But I'm gonna have to cross that bridge. Either accept the risk, accept that people are gonna pay way too much, or that I'm just gonna have to limit it to US orders. I don't know. I'm scared. But if I did, let's drop the dread for a minute and go to Fantasyland. I love the idea of apparel, t-shirts, hoodies, that kind of thing. I think a lot of my designs would work on apparel, but also plushies. I love the idea of actually making like a Voodoo Victor and a Gwenny and a Chromingo and a Fugly Pug that you guys can just have. I love that idea. Those are big, big dreams. Definitely not 2026 dreams, but it's definitely something I think about all the time. And now that I'm thinking about it, this is something you guys should be answering. Like, what would you want to see me expand to with my merchandise? What products would you like to see? What's your favorite type of episode to create? Create this book, style swap, etc. So I would say, and nobody is gonna like this answer, that my favorite type of video to create is a shop vlog. And I know that hardly anybody likes to watch the shop vlogs. They are by far my worst performing videos, but I love making them because they're easy. There's no script. I'm kind of just filming what I'm doing on a daily basis, day in the life stuff. They're easier to edit. You get more of a peek into my personal life. I don't know. I love a good shop vlog, but if I have to go artsy, because this is an art channel, so my favorite art videos to create are probably, and I'm going to sound so crazy for saying this, but the challenge videos. You know, I did like the, how much art can I make in 24 hours? Can I fill a coloring book in 24 hours? How many coloring pages can I do in an hour? I love the kind of stressful challenge videos. Honestly, because you can sit down and do them in a day. Something like create this book, you guys might not know, I can't get that done in a day. I just can't. It takes me a couple of days just to do the art. So yeah, I prefer the sit down and get it done challenge videos. I think that they are super fun and you still get a good video out of it. If you could no longer do this for a living, what would you do instead? Is death an option? I don't want to be dramatic, but it's like I don't want to do anything else. I have found my calling here. This is what I love to do, and I don't want to go back to a regular 9 to 5. Call me crazy. Like, I love the flexibility of YouTube and being able to do it any time of day. I still get to be there for my kids and pick them up from school, that kind of thing. This is my dream job, and I'm making art, which I was always told growing up was never going to pay the bills. And I mean, it's still technically not. Cody pays my bills, but I'm making money off of my art. I love being able to do the extras. And I was a stay-at-home mom and Cody paid all the bills. Holidays sucked. His birthday, it's like, I'm gonna go buy you something with your money. Like, no, now I can buy him something with my money. Christmas, I can buy my kids stuff with my money. Yeah, I'm perfectly happy doing what I'm doing, but gun to my head, have to pick something else. I would go back to doing the dental lab. It's still somewhat artistic, but I really don't wanna. I don't want to stop doing this ever. What is your advice for starting a YouTube channel? I'm not like a mega channel by any means, so take my advice with a grain of salt. Here's my advice if you want to be in my position in 2 years. I'd say first and foremost, money cannot be your motivation. So again, I'm very fortunate that I come from a household where the bills were already being paid by somebody else. So when I started up YouTube, it didn't cost me anything. I didn't have to leave my day job. I didn't have to cut back on hours or anything like that. It was just suddenly money in my pocket that wasn't there before. So financially for me, YouTube has been very good, but if I was trying to use it to pay my bills, I still would not be able to do that today. So definitely don't put yourself in a financial situation where you're reliant on YouTube. That's going to be a disaster for you. It should just be something extra. Also, definitely make sure that you have thick skin. You will get haters. It's bound to happen. It didn't happen at first for me. I think when a lot of channels are first starting, you hardly get any views. And the people that are watching your stuff, they're already your fans. They're your ground zero fan base. The ride or die's been there for you since day one, and they are not harsh. They are the wind beneath your wings, the ones that always say the most amazing things. I love you guys. You got me through some dark times, let me tell you. But as the channel gets bigger, as more people start coming in that haven't known you from the beginning, you will get hate. I don't care who you are. You could be sweet as pie, and I certainly am not. I like to call out stuff as I see it, and I've told the world how I feel on certain issues and certain people, and I'm unapologetic about that. But you could sit there and be completely non-inflammatory and just making cutesy art, and you will still get haters. People who have nothing better to do than write something nasty. It sucks. They are in the world, and they are a part of YouTube, a big part of it. So just make sure that you don't internalize that stuff and you can brush it off. Thick skin. And also just have a willingness to watch other people's videos and learn. As much as there are haters, a lot of times people won't tell you what's actually wrong with your videos. I've seen a lot of channels that I really want to love, but it's like their video quality is terrible. Their audio quality is terrible. They need work with their scripting, or the lighting is terrible. But I'm not the type of person that's going to be in somebody's comments writing that. Absolutely not. I'd rather die. I just won't take a crap on another creator like that. But without changing those things, their channel is not going to get bigger. So I would hope that those creators, without somebody jumping in and telling them, hey, you need to fix this, they can look at other people's videos and see where they need to improve. That's the best advice I can give for right now. If you're thinking of it, do it. If it doesn't work out, you tried, you know? Do you obsess over views when you post a video? Slightly, yes. I definitely care about views way more than subscribers. I could give about subscribers. What matters are the views. This is how many people are actively watching my content. However, I only watch them for probably like the first week that a video goes up. Just because that to me is a good gauge of like, okay, how is my audience responding to this video? How do they like this idea? Should I keep doing stuff like this? Every now and then, somewhere down the line, something blows up. Corrupt coloring blew up way after I did the video. And I got a lot of subscribers from that, and I didn't do another corrupt coloring for a while, and a lot of those subscribers left. So again, it's like if something gains in popularity and I suddenly have a lot of views way after the fact, that's great, but a lot of those people, again, are not my audience. They're not gonna stay and watch everything I do. So those aren't the people that I'm trying to cater to, if that makes sense. Wondering if you have burnout, and if so, how do you manage it? I'd say yes, I have. Hi, baby. What's up?
Just wait for lunch.
Okay, I'm almost done, and then we'll get you some lunch, okay?
Okay.
Okay. You can grab a snack if you want for right now.
Okay.
Mom life. I would say burnout is something I'm regularly contending with. It's just a lot of work. YouTube is a lot of work that people don't realize. The video itself, it takes a lot to make one. The editing is the worst. But honestly, it's more that the work never stops. Mentally, I'm constantly thinking about my channel, thinking about the next video, planning when I'm gonna do this, planning when I'm gonna do that. Oh, I gotta get back to my comments. Oh, I have to return some emails. It is a lot. And especially around the holidays, I was feeling it hard. And I started doing the 25 sticker thing, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna burn out. I already know it. So what I did about halfway through the 25 stickers is I looked at the list that I was gonna do. A lot of the designs that I had planned weren't designs I was excited to do, but they were just ones that were really popular in the comments. They got a ton of likes and stuff. And I finally said, you know what? No, I have to protect myself from burnout. I'm gonna do the designs that appeal to me the most, regardless of their popularity. And so I basically rewrote my entire second half of my 25 days of stickers list and just changed up all my ideas just to keep myself going. Monitor yourself, monitor how you're feeling. And if there is something that you are just not feeling doing, cut it. Get rid of it, do something you actually want to do. That's how I'm keeping myself going, is just making sure that what I'm putting on my channel is stuff that I want to do. I'm sorry if it's not stuff that you guys want to see. Probably why there hasn't been any Create This book in a very long time, because it's I just need to do what I'm passionate about to get me through the holidays. And the next question, will you be doing more Create This book in the new year? Yes, I will. I still am bound and determined to finish the 3 Create This books. So we'll move on to Create This Book 2 next, get that finished out, and then after that move on to Create This Book 3. And I will do it more regularly than I have in the last year, just because I really do want to wrap it up. And I've sat down with my list of prompts and I've revisited and I've scratched out some ideas and jotted down some new ones that I'm really excited about. So yes, my next video, I'm going to take next week off just to recuperate from the holidays and try and get ahead instead of always being behind, barely catching up. But my next video, we're going to start the new year off with a Create This Book. So it's coming. If you had to delete one of your character creations from existence, who would it be? So there were a lot of questions about characters this year, and I don't have a lot of characters. Most of the art I do is like fan art. It's stuff that already exists. It's not me creating a new character. So I don't have that many, and I love them all and honestly wouldn't want to see any of them leave. If I had to eliminate one creation from existence, without a doubt, it would be the Nessie the Loch Ness Monster sticker. And I know there are people that are like, what? Are you kidding me? And that is the problem. I am not happy with how that sticker turned out. I feel like it's kind of juvenile and I could have done so much better, but everybody loves it. So I feel like I have to keep putting it out for the people that really love it, but I hate it and I don't want it out in the world. So if I could just like magically make that sticker have never existed, I would. I do think I want to attempt at a new series that's like, can I make it better? And just those creations of mine that I'm like, oh, I could have done it better. I want to redo them so that I'm proud of them because you guys love them, but I want to love them just as much as you do. But okay, legit characters that I've created, if I had to get rid of one, I guess I would do the Orctopus because nothing has ever come of it outside of the Create This Book, so I don't think it would be missed, but I still like it. Other than Gwenny, which character from 2025 is your favorite, and which character is your favorite of all time? Again, haven't really made a lot of characters per se, but 2025, I would say my favorite has been Fugly Pug. I feel like Fugly Pug does not get enough love. Fugly Pug is awesome. Favorite of all time, though. It's Mildred Von Croak. Yep, my cute little toad witch. She is my favorite of all time, I think. Could you do a character ranking video sometime like Mariah Elizabeth does? Again, I don't make enough characters that would even be worth watching. If I ranked like everything I've created in the year, there would be so much. In one episode of Create This Book, I've got 4 pieces of art there, you know, so I don't feel like the ranking videos make a ton of sense for my channel, but this question got me thinking and I was like, you know what? I could rank those 25 stickers I just created. Honestly, I would only rank the 24 that were on shorts because the sticker set I did at the end is kind of a different format video and stuff, but I could use the shorts to see how you guys ranked them as far as which ones got the most likes versus how I would rank them. So sidebar, let's do that. Okay, let's go ahead and rank these 24. First up would be my personal ranks. 1 being my favorite, 24 being my least favorite. Number 24 was the kitty pirate flag. Number 23 was the caged crow saying, fuck off! Number 22 was the princess puppy. Number 21 was the holographic paint palette. Number 20 was the framed bumblebee. Number 19 was the zombie cow. Number 18 was the Sasquatch. Number 17 was the sad mushroom. Number 16 was the dead Tamagotchi. 15 was the Black Widow. 14 was the skull with the orchids over the eyes. 13 was the toxic otter. 12 was the giraffe journal. 11 was the Furby. 10 was the vampire snail. 9 was the goth pinup. 8 was the blood bag, totally drained. 7 was the penguins. 6 was the cotton catty. 5 was the emo chameleon. 4 was the space fish. 3 was the velociraptor prehistoric chicken. 2 was the ocean astronaut. And my favorite was the creepy David. That was my ranking. Now the next ranking is from YouTube. These are based on the number of likes each short got for each sticker. Again, 1 having the most likes, 24 having the least. Number 24 was the skull with the orchid eyes. Number 23 was the vampire snail. Number 22 was the caged crow saying, fuck off! Number 21 was the prehistoric chicken. This broke my heart. Number 20 was the otter. Number 19 was the bumblebee. Number 18 was the goth pinup. Number 17 was the pirate flag. I was surprised at that. A little higher up than I would have put it. 16 was the dead Tamagotchi, so we were right on track there. We agree. 15 was the zombie cow. 14 was the space fish. 13 was the Furby. 12 was the giraffe turtle, which again, we agree. 11 was the astronaut. 10 was the cotton caddy. 9 was the mushrooms. 8 was the David. Womp womp. 7 was the princess puppy. 6 was the penguins. 5 was the paint palette. I was shocked. 4 is the Sasquatch. 3 was the Black Widow. 2 was the blood bag. And 1 was the chameleon. So this is what you guys said you wanted based on likes. And that's what I made the stickers ahead of time based on. However, since I'm so late editing this video, it's taking me forever to get it done. I do have more data, and that is the stickers that have sold in the first 2 days of the launch. And surprise, surprise, it does not match this. So now I'm going to show you that rank. So again, for this one, number 1 is going to be the sticker that has been ordered the most time so far. 24 is going to be the one that has been ordered the least. 24 is the zombie cow. Oh, kind of breaks my heart a little bit. 23 is the pirate kitty flag. 22 is the sad mushrooms. Which what happened? You guys ranked that one up here. 21 is the dead Tamagotchi. 20 is the David. Oh, he fell even further, and I'm so sad. Almost as tragic, number 19, the prehistoric chicken, another one of my faves, down at the bottom. 18 is the Black Widow, and what happened there? Because she was ranked all the way up here. 17, we have the Furby. 16, the chameleon. That was number 1. I can't predict you guys. You make it impossible. 15, the goth pinup. 14, the princess pup. 13, the vampire snail. 12, the skull. That was the bottom ranked, but y'all seem to like buying it. 11, blood bag. Again, that was ranked number 2. 10 is the bumblebee. 9 is the Sasquatch. 8 is the giraffe. Moved up a little bit. 7 is the cotton caddy. 6 is the astronaut. 5 is the paint palette. 4 is the penguins. 3. Number 3 was the crow saying fuck off. It was ranked at the bottom by me and by you guys. It is the 3rd most popular sticker this round. I ran out of that one almost immediately and had to make more because I didn't start off with a lot because it wasn't highly ranked. 2 is the toxic otter, and the number 1 selling sticker this launch. What the heck is the space fish? I mean, I love it. I ranked it up here, but you guys ranked it somewhere in the middle, and now it's the top seller. So yay, space fish. There's the 24 sticker ranking. Coming back now. Will you sell a sticker mega pack of all 25 stickers? No, absolutely not. It's a crazy variety. There's some cute, there's some creepy, everything in between. So I highly doubt that there are a lot of people that want all 25 stickers. However, for this sticker sale, I always do a buy 2, get 1 free deal. So if you were to go ahead and purchase all 24 of the stickers and every 3rd one is free, you'd get 8 free stickers. And I think that that is plenty enough of a discount for anybody out there that wants to get all 25. I don't see there being that many of you, but yeah. And last, what are your goals for 2026 and life in general? So I can kind of split those up. Life in general, and I don't want to like toot the horn, but I'm actually like really happy with where life is right now. Things are good. So I don't have any like major goals that I want to achieve other than like distant future retirement. Cody and I want a tiny house on a plot of land with 1,000 cats running around. That's the dream for the future. But as far as right now, 2026 goals, I do have a few, mostly YouTube stuff. I really, really want to get my channel on a consistent posting schedule. I love the channels that are like, you can catch me every Friday, you can catch me every Sunday. Ashleigh Monet is all over the map. I post on Wednesdays, I post on Fridays, I post on Sundays, and like this video, it's a New Year's video. It's gonna go up on a Thursday. I would love to be the person that can say, I post every Wednesday at noon. And I do think my posting day will be Wednesdays if I'm able to get on a consistent schedule, but that is the goal, get consistent. But that being said, I do want to try and create a better like work-life balance. I barely get to spend time with my family. If we're watching a movie together, I'm still like editing in the background, you know, and I don't want that to be what it is for all of 2026. I want to be able to take a step back from work sometimes and get to just live my life, be in the moment. The only reason I don't get that right now is because I'm consistently behind. So my goal is to get ahead enough that I can still take a day off if I need to take a day off, and it's not going to affect whether my audience gets a video that week, you know? And then obviously outsource or expand my products. I'm a little inundated with the shop stuff. It's a little bit much for me, and thank goodness Cody has stepped in. I taught him how to make stickers, and he is definitely helping me a lot with the printing and the cutting and the order packing. But whew, it's rough out here for me. I think outsourcing is a good place to start to kind of lighten my load. And also then I can stop buying printers every 6 months. Those are just little things I want to do better in 2026. But I think that about does it for this Q&A. I hope you guys had fun. I did intend to do some art in the background of this video, but as always, I'm behind, running out of time. So hopefully just my face and my talking was enough for you. I had fun. I'm not looking forward to the edit, but hopefully I can get this video out to you guys on time, January 1st. If not, January 2nd, January 3rd, it's gonna come out. And if you're watching this, that means the shop is live. And the 26 stickers that I created in December are available for purchase now. Buy two, get one free. Great deal. Go ham on some stickers. Happy New Year, you guys. Thank you so much for another year of supporting me and my channel. And I'm hoping that 2026 just kicks 2025's butt. We have an even better year. Again, I'll be taking next week off, but I will be back the week after with more Create This Book 2. A special thank you to all of my More Monet members. You guys are amazing. You have gotten me through this year. And we do have a new gold member. So extra special thank you to Tabitha. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy the extra content. And thank you to all of you for continuing to watch. It means so much. And until next time, goodbye.